año, el señor España, el niño Tiziano Baraña.
Ortega! Yo tengo un pequeño verde hombres en mi cabeza. LOUDdispatch!
LOUDdispatch. Hello, everybody.
Howdy, Loudies.
Welcome to another edition of LOUDdispatch. LOUDdispatch with your host, Cheech.
And Mark.
And we're here to welcome you to episode 33, our one-year anniversary show.
33.
Season deuce, double deuce.
Yeah, no, just deuce. We're only on 2.
Oh yeah. No Ocho Cinco over here.
No Ocho Cinco.
Right.
Big Becky.
Because it's Big Becky. Big Becky definitely called that one. But we wanted to come to you guys and let you know that we've actually been doing this podcast for a little over a year now.
Yeah, a year.
We were looking at our Facebook memories the other day, and we were like, "Oh, we were so cute during the pandemic."
Ass.
When we were like,
sitting there in our bedhead, with robes and shit.
And that's where the initial where you see one of us is drinking a cup of coffee and the other one is just like. We were
like 8 in the morning on a Saturday,
and we were in the pandemic. We had no idea what was going on. It was crazy. Like life in general was just so weird at that point. So
you guys remember?
Yeah, you guys. No, they don't. Nobody watched that episode.
No, I meant their life. Sorry. Yeah.
I know
you don't remember
ours. Yeah. Our lives. But it was a fun show.
It was.
And it's evolved to where it's at now. We actually have a place. We have lights. We have professional stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy where we've come to talk about.
Right. We got a Big Bird chair.
We got a Big Bird parking chair, which is still for sale.
LOUDdispatch branded. Still for free.
It is still for free if you want to take a picture of it and post it to our site.
We'll mention that
very early. So, I just wanted to point that out. I thought that was a pretty decent milestone. You like it?
It is a year. We did it for a year.
For a year. Cheers to that, my friend.
Every time I touch the mic with my face, it buzzes.
Stop doing that, man.
I can't help it.
You.
I always sit on the mic like I kiss it.
I can see that. Ooh. Okay, Prince. Give it to him. Too soon?
What? Yeah.
No. It'd be too soon if I was like...
You watch The Boys? Do you watch The Boys?
No.
It's really good.
Is it?
Yeah, and he buys Prince's guitar, one of them. It's really funny.
I need to start getting on my TV shows.
You do, man. The Boys is good.
I work so much, and I'm not trying to bitch. I just really work so much that if I'm home and the TV's on and I have that opportunity, 9 times out of 10 it's because it's my daughter's in the room and she's like, "Well, I want to watch."
Yeah, she can't watch The Boys.
Disney, and it's oh no, I've seen some of The Boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carl Urban is the baddest motherfucker alive.
Yeah.
Just want to say that.
I think I'm a season behind maybe or something like that. But either way, it's so ridiculous. That show is so good.
It is.
But there's so much programming out there right now that is so good that I wish I could watch that I get overwhelmed. Now let me ask you a question.
Tons, yeah.
Seriously, serious question. So I get to this point where I actually have some me time. I woke up this morning super early, because my schedule is just so screwed up. I wake up at 2, I wake up at 6, I wake up 9 different days. It all depends. Mm-hmm. So, I woke up this morning at 1 midnight, 11:30, and finally at 3:30 I was like, well. So that about does it. I'm going to go downstairs and brew some coffee and see where the day takes me. And, I get downstairs, and it's all right, I got me time until the baby wakes up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, that's what I do. That's my time to watch The Boys or Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
So I sit back, right? I'm in my chair. I'm in the cozy couch. Got my feet up on the ottoman. I'm pulling one of these, maybe even a Ted Bundy.
Man spreading a bit.
Ed Bundy, you know what I mean?
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy and Ed Bundy.
Don't pull a Ted Bundy.
I'm pulling one of those. I'm like, yeah, all right, let's do this shit. And I always sit down, and I'm like, what do I want to watch?
Yeah, it's guide.
Not even, bro. I Fire Stick everything. I'm I have so many different subscriptions.
It's still a guide.
Yeah, but I'm what do I want to watch? And then I get into all right, I'll watch Netflix. I'll watch something on Netflix, and I'll click on Netflix, and I'll look through it, and I'll be like, I could watch you. Or I could watch you. Or I could watch you. Or I could watch you. I should really catch up on this. To the point where I've been looking at the screen for an hour, and I'm still I have yet to choose anything, and I just go, you know what? Fuck it, Hulu. The last few episodes of Criminal Minds, because I've watched it since season 1, and I'm watching it again.
But well, see, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm watching Game of Thrones again.
That's a good one.
I just finished season 1.
Oh, you just finished season? It is the first.
I've seen it before. Okay, I watched the whole thing. I binged it, and I did it a couple years ago, right before the last season came out. I binged it into the last season.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
So I already know what's going on. I'm watching it this time to catch things, right? And I've noticed some things too.
The things you missed.
I've noticed some shitty effects going on now and stuff. But I've been doing that with a lot of shows now. I'm watching a lot of my favorites over. Well, one, because I'm sick of fucking surfing, looking for stuff.
Yeah, all the time.
And like Netflix, I don't know if the show's going to be good or not based on what they show you anymore.
No, you have no idea, dude.
You need to watch 2 or 3 episodes, and who the fuck has 3 hours to know if they want to watch a show?
Listen, I'll put it to you this way. This is what I do. This is coming from a person who has a bachelor's degree in the fine arts and a degree in film and video production, okay? Now, I'm not saying that means anything whatsoever, because anybody that watches movies should know this. But if you turn on a movie,
speaking of Game of Thrones, there was Ned Stark.
No, dude. So
Ed Stark.
But as soon as you I lost my train of thought. Oh, as soon as you get into a movie, right? If it doesn't grip you within the first minute to 5 minutes, if there's not something that's really hooking you in, and you're
yes,
I need to finish watching a little bit more of this, then it's I don't even care. Click. And I do that so much that it literally take me an hour before I'm just I'll just rewatch something.
Yeah, I do the same thing. And what I do though is if I think I want to watch something, I'll put it on.
Right.
And I'll try to get through the first episode. And if I catch myself looking at the clock,
right,
then I know I don't like it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yes.
It's when you go through and you're like, oh God, that was good.
That was when you watch
don't care what time it is.
You're 15 minutes into the episode and you're like, where is this going?
Yeah,
and
God. It ends at 11 o'clock on a weeknight, and I'm looking at the clock can I get another one in?
One more. Can I fit one more in? Do I really need that sleep?
That's that mentality of that's when I know it's good. And I haven't had that in a while.
That's what gets me in trouble, because every night I'm like, all right, I got this. I only need 4 hours of sleep. I got this. I got one more episode in me. I got one more.
I do that too sometimes,
and
but work is too important to me that I make sure I'm in bed by 11:30.
Bro, I never get that luxury. I don't.
I know.
I work weird hours. Yeah.
But so we could talk. I mean, good shows.
No.
I mean,
I actually would like to bring up a news story. What's going on in the news? We got some weird ones this week.
What the fuck is this? Okay, so couple mistakes abstract painting for an interactive exhibit and paints over the artist's work.
Bro, you
gotta be fucking stupid.
Hold on. Think about the fact that you're an artist, right? That's lucky enough to have your art in a museum or at an art show, right? So you're lucky enough that you're probably trying to sell that piece, and some couple comes up and goes, "Oh, abstract art." But it also begs the question of, where was the paint?
No. So let me read. It explains it right away. Okay. The painting was displayed alongside the paint cans and brushes that the artist used to make it, which the couple took as an invitation to collaborate.
I could see that.
On March 28th, a young couple in South Korea made the mistake of a lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
They spent their Sunday at the Lotte World Mall in Seoul and spotted a rather eye-catching painting in the street noise exhibit.
Wow.
Taking the paint buckets and brushes lying below the work as an invitation to collaborate, they happily contributed a few strokes of their own and ruined the $440,000 painting.
Dude, that's almost a $500,000 painting.
Can I be honest, though? Looking at it, I don't think you could tell.
Right, and now,
couldn't fucking tell. I mean,
now let's just hypothetically say that they were out for a good day, right? They were out to have a good day. If there was no signs, I could see that being an invitation. But if there were signs around, please do not touch the cans, these were the things that and they
you would think you would put a fucking sign there.
But it does say that they were foreigners, right?
Well, the paint is behind the what looks to be like guard straps.
Right. So they shouldn't have, but they did.
And they use black. What kind of fucking idiot uses black on a super? So I'm going to post this.
Yeah, we'll
post
it'll
be posted. You can see the artwork.
Yeah.
It's all really bright, colorful splashes of paint. And then if they had used anything other than black, no one would have fucking known.
No, well, people would have probably known, but they'd have been like, what the hell?
I kind of get it, like, why they thought that, the way this painting is. Hell, I might make it more valuable to me with the story.
I would like to point out something of interest that I find very interesting. Mark, you can tell me your thoughts. But the whole Banksy guy.
I love Banksy.
Banksy is amazing. Banksy made a piece of artwork and put it in a frame, right? And it went to auction, and it sold for a ridiculous amount of money. And as soon as the auction sold and the money went through, what happened was was the actual picture that was in the frame shredded itself.
The frame had a shredder built into it that nobody knew about.
Nobody
and
but
as soon as it sold, it just went down and shredded half of it.
Yeah, dude. Think about that.
I fucking love Banksy. Have you ever seen Exit Through the Gift Shop?
Yes.
Oh, one of the best documentaries in the world.
So good.
And I love how how Banksy at the end was like, what this video taught me was to never let amateurs make artwork again.
That's it.
It was like this guy who's nothing. He became $1 million artist. He followed Banksy for years. He's one of the few people who knew who Banksy really was and stuff.
Right.
And he's the one who shot all the footage, but his editing of the video was absolute crap. And so Banksy was like, give me that footage. And he edited Exit Through the Gift Shop, and it's really good. But while he was editing it, he told the guy to go do his own art show. And so he put up this massive art show, like millions of dollars invested in this. And it's kind of a Andy Warhol-esque artwork where it's like repetition with variation.
Yeah.
And he goes as what's his name?
I don't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
NKB or something, NBK or something is like the name he ends up having. But anyways, people thought he was some big street artist, and really, he made millions of dollars in this art show by, hacking people.
So let me ask you a question, right?
Shoot, I love Banksy, by the way.
Yeah, I do too. But do you think that art is made by the artist, or do you think that art is partially made off? I'll put it this way. Do you think it's partially made more so off the artist, like the branding of the artist, who the artist is, versus the quality? Or do you think the quality over who the artist is?
Are you asking if art, valuable art,
has a more higher value?
Are you asking about valuable art? Like,
I'm talking about art in general.
I think an artist makes the art. But art in general, what makes art popular,
right,
is its ability to its ability to let people
express what they want to feel.
No, interpretation. It's
we're saying the same thing.
Good art evokes emotion, okay?
Yes.
But what makes it valuable at first, it could be lots of different things. Some of it's because it's so wonderfully technical. Some of it's because it's so wonderfully not technical, Some of it's just the artist himself. Like Andy Warhol stuff was never actually all that exceptional, but his vision in it is and he was one of few great artists who was alive when he was famous.
Right.
And so he was able to explain it. And so that helped a lot too,
Now, with that being said, I want to just jump ship real quick because I also feel like the artist creates the value in it. Like, if you haven't,
the artist is who does it. It's not the buyers. The artist is the one who creates it.
If you're already established, you'll make more money off of it.
Yeah.
And this rings true with music, and I'll bring up a point to prove this point. Let's take Drop Monday for a second, okay?
Drop Monday.
What would you say your biggest song was? Out of all of your songs, what would be maybe your top two biggest songs?
Ocean Town. If you had to ask people which one people knew all the words to, it was Ocean Town and then She Says.
Okay, so let's take Ocean Town and She Says, right?
C.
Great songs. And let's give them to a band like, I don't know, Blink-182, okay? and they do the exact same songs, the exact same way that you guys wrote it, everything. Only it's them doing it instead of you.
Would any of them been a hit, maybe?
Who is going to get more plays, more spins, more sells off of that song?
Well, let's do this. Blink-182 in their prime or Blink-182 at the beginning, too, are two different things.
Either way.
If they brought them out in their prime, it would have had a much better chance for success.
Right.
In the beginning, it's more about how good the music is.
Yeah.
In the middle, in the prime, it's about partially who does it.
Because everybody talks about like the sophomore album, you know what I mean? And like this is a big thing, and it also is the same thing with art, you know what I mean? Like when you're looking at art. But so anyway, I just wanted to put that out there because we have a friend right now, Jeremy Raymer, who shout out to Jeremy.
Great artwork.
He does a lot of street art, and like he does big giant murals. If you ever driven through Pittsburgh and seen the Roberto Clemente, like
off of 579,
dude,
Boulevard.
It's like a whole building side. It's amazingly detailed.
Yeah, it's really well done.
Amazing work. Check him out.
I was going to tell you, I have actually seen a real Banksy.
Have you?
Yeah, I was in New York City visiting my sister-in-law for a weekend, and when we were walking around, there was this plexiglass bolted to a wall with the one of Banksy's originals there, and it had paperwork behind it that said, "Help us save this Banksy." Somebody wanted to get rid of it somehow, and so like it was a real Banksy, right? It was so cool. Now, do you know that there's a real? You know who Shepard Fairey is? Obviously, you've seen the movie, right?
Yeah.
Do you know he has one of his? If you go to Heinz Field, look across the Mon. All right. There's a white building in the middle of nowhere, train tracks everywhere. The second tier, there's his Obey symbol.
No shit.
Yes. There's a real Shepard Fairey here in Pittsburgh. There might be a Banksy, but I've never seen or heard of one.
Sure.
So Shepard Fairey also did a whole wall right by the Warhol, but he was commissioned to do that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. There's the real one.
Hold on. I'm gonna stop you real quick because we're getting down a path like when we can start talking about street artists and.
I love street art.
Dude, like taggers and shit. All right, but that's stop.
Shout out to Mookie.
Yeah. I'll give you that. Shout out to Mookie. But anyway, no.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. Yeah.
That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah.
Right now, let's talk about some of our sponsors real quick.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't done that in a while. So
we got Lighter Bro.
Now that we've been in business for a year.
LighterBro.com.
Not a business. We're not a business. We don't.
No,
we do this for fucking fun. But LighterBro.com. For real, look. Here's my Lighter Bro right here. I use
Lighter Bro. I've been opening my beers with it.
Literally use it every day.
Code LOUD.
It's amazing. Code LOUD.
LOUD. 20% off, or go to fatassglass.com.
I would like to say our episode tonight is sponsored by Fat Ass Glass Mystery Box.
I think it is, yes.
Tonight it's sponsored by Fat
Ass Glass
Mystery Box.
Can't really see that. There you go.
I mean, whatever. Andrew likes to talk to us sometimes. Sometimes he doesn't. It's cool.
We miss you, Andrew.
We miss you, Andrew. And we're starting to promote you because we think your shit's great. And
Code LOUD, 10% off.
Code LOUD, 10% off. And what's the other one?
The Buddy Bandana.
I always say Woofy.
No, it's code. The code is Woof.
No, well, there we
go. For 20% off, I think. And thebuddybandana.com, you can get you and your pet matching swag, and the proceeds go to benefit feeding sheltered animals.
No Steelers gear, though, huh?
No, it's kind of generic. There's I had gotten the camo bandana for my dog, which I got the wrong size. My dog's a fat. Actually, my dog's super lean, just really thick.
Why don't you ask Giant Eagle over there what he thinks?
Hey, Big Bird.
No, Giant Eagle.
Oh, Giant Eagle. He's so funny. He's so fucking funny.
He's from Pittsburgh, so he's Giant Eagle.
Giant Eagle. The Dirty Bird. The Big Bird.
Dirty Bird. What do you think about that?
What do you think? You gotta come to the mic.
I'll bring it to you.
Okay.
All right, good enough. That was
a
fair response.
You're actually going to be off the show.
Yeah,
if you don't give any fucking
if
input.
somebody actually takes the parking chair, then you're off the show, all right? But until...
we can't carry this thing by ourselves.
We can't. We have to have a third co-host, even though they don't talk. They still have an empty beer in front of them, so huzzah to that.
Huzzah. That's another great show.
No, I was just bringing it back because it's a year episode.
The great.
Anyway, so why don't we move on to our next crazy, wacky, weird news story? Siri. What's going on in the news, Mark?
In the news today,
By the way,
scientists want to send 6.7 million sperm samples to a vault inside the moon, just in case.
Bro, think about that for a second. Can you please, I know I do this every episode, but can you please reread that again?
I will reread that.
I want to make sure I get the numbers correct.
Scientists want to send 6.7 million sperm samples to a vault inside the moon, just in case.
6.7 million sperm samples to the fucking moon!
First of all, we don't even have a vault on the moon yet that any of us know of.
Holy hell, no!
Right? Maybe they're literally going to bring it down to Earth or to the moon in a speed that buries it.
But here's the other thing, right? Like, we have no idea how it's going to interact on the moon. Like, those sperm cells, like,
if you keep it,
I'm sure that they've done enough research.
If you vacuum it and stuff, you're fine. It's not gonna, you could vacuum seal them.
But you have no idea.
Yeah, you have
no idea. Like, you have ideas, but like,
there's enough science now to understand how sperm works and stuff, and like how it lives, to be able to vacuum seal it in, maybe even cryogenically freeze it, then you could bury it. I mean, space is a vacuum.
Because there's a lot of cum.
There's no that's a ton of cum.
That's a lot of cum.
We're talking boatloads of cum.
That's a lot. 6.7 million samples of
Here's
semen.
a question.
Go for it.
Let's ask Siri. Hey, Siri. What is the standard weight of a sperm sample?
Okay, I found this on the web for what is the standard weight of a sperm sample.
Ejaculate volume. Normal sperm. No, we don't want sperm count. We want ejaculate volume. Ejaculate volume is seriously underestimated when semen is pipetted or decanted into cylinders from the collection vessel.
Just get to the point.
I'm looking. I gotta read to find it.
What are we talking here?
We're talking about cum.
What?
Sperm.
Clearly.
Per unit volume. Okay, so the total sperm count, number of spermatozoa per ejaculate.
This is going to play a part here in a minute, okay? Do we have any answers?
Right now, they're just telling me who all fucking figured this out.
All right.
Yeah, keep talking for me because this is a bunch of science stuff.
Let's hypothetically say that your average sperm sample is like, what would you say? Maybe an ounce. You know what? I'll even give you the benefit of the doubt of a half an ounce.
What are you nuts? No, it's.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. So let's say a quarter of an ounce. Okay. So Mark, while you have your fancy,
you're talking like
out,
a gram.
I said the average.
Well, that's what I'm looking for.
The average. I'm just saying, so as an average, let's say a quarter of an ounce, okay? Because in liquid, that's a decent amount of liquid, right?
Yeah.
I mean, volume.
No, I don't know.
All right, so just do me a favor. We'll even break down even further. Do 6.7 million on your calculator.
Wait. I want to make sure we're right. Oh, this is fucking stupid. All right, I can't tell. Okay, so what do you want to do? Let me pull up my calculator.
Pull up your calculator.
Calculator.
All right,
clear it out.
I want you to do
6.7
million.
Okay.
Divided by. Let's do 16. Let's say it weighs a 16th of an ounce. Or do you want to do an eighth of an ounce?
If you're saying that, it would be 0.16.
Right, but I'm saying like
what I wanted to know is how much volume in pounds went up.
That's what I'm getting at.
Oh,
that's why I'm saying do it by 8. So divide that by 8.
Oh, wait,
we're teaching math class here, son.
Apparently, but you're 800.
Okay, so 837,000 weight 500 ounces. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna bring this up here. What was that number?
Oh, okay, I see what you're trying to do. 837,500 ounces. 837,500. Sorry, guys, this is getting the boring part of the episode, but we're curious.
No, I think the audience is curious as well.
Ounces.
What's crazy is Google's like, yeah, we knew what you meant.
We know what you meant.
All right, what's that say?
52,343
pounds. 52,000 pounds.
I'm going to have to say that I think
52,000 pounds. How many trips is it going to take to the moon to get that many samples up on top of the things that need to hold it up there?
I think no. I'm saying right now that that's a way overestimate of weight.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm still saying that. Think about that. That's 52,000. So even if you break that down into like 16ths, right? Like a 16th of an ounce, like each person on average weighs a 16th of an ounce, right? Like if you break that down even further, like cut that number in half, 52,000, you're still looking at 26,000
I'm thinking
pounds.
I was thinking a couple tons of sperm.
Literally, that's
2 to 3 tons
that's
of
like
sperm.
10 tons of sperm.
I know,
bro.
but I was thinking more. I was thinking less.
Like, that's even more than that.
Okay.
That's like
Let's put it this way: anything over a pound of sperm is too fucking much.
We've officially talked about sperm way too
far. So, anyways,
but you get the point. That's a kind of a crazy concept that like they want to just like just in case for what? What do you know that we don't know?
Much like Noah's Ark, researchers hope that the vault will keep Earth's many species safe in the event of a global catastrophe. That's one thing we didn't say. This isn't all human sperm either. I'll bet.
Yeah.
In the Bible, Noah saves animals, great flood, yada yada. Parts different that something similar. It's spending 6.7 million samples of seeds, sperm, eggs, and DNA to a vault on the moon. So there was already a vault on the moon, apparently. A team of scientists from the University of Arizona presented a plan at the Institute. Nobody cares, but it's not that far-fetched. Earth is naturally a volatile environment. Wow, it's crazy. Okay, so basically it's a bunch of gibberish at that point. But
the point that we're getting at is that you're still looking at like...
This is your tax money. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, this is your tax money.
So there's a seed vault in Norway. It's one of the top 10 most guarded places in the world.
That's crazy.
It's like up in the Arctic Circle, and it's a vault that houses like billions of seeds so that we could repopulate the earth if we needed to with plants and food.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's actually really, really smart, right?
So they're doing the same thing, but my thing is, if we have a global fucking catastrophe, how are we going to get them from the moon?
That's exactly right.
At least we could travel to Norway somehow by boat and stuff.
We're hoping that by the time this global catastrophe happens, that we have like rockets that we can just
everybody's going to get on our private rocket and go to the moon, and there's already houses up there.
Yeah.
We have vacation homes to the moon.
How you guys been? Good.
At that point, you just run to the moon. You could repopulate naturally.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
what a waste of fucking money.
But whatever, man. Whatever. Anyway,
put it in the fucking bedrock. And
now that we've talked about cum for way too long on this episode, why don't we work on the third and final news episode that we have, the news story that we have. We've one final one for you, and it's between a couple, but I'll let Mark pick whatever one he wants.
I'm gonna go fine. I'm not that one.
Not that one. It's the other one.
This one's kind of funny. The woman. That's what I want to do. Oh, she looks great. Woman faces felony charges for forgetting to return Sabrina the Teenage Witch VHS tape 20 years ago. Really? Really? Really?
Bro, I worked in a video store for like 7-8 years, bro. Like straight. Like I was like, man, this is my calling in life. This is awesome. Like people would call me on their off days and be like, yo, I need a recommendation for a movie. And I'd be like, yo, dog, let me get you. I got you to hook up. Like, but with movies, right? Because I was like watching.
Where did she rent this from that they're still holding? That it's still there,
bro. It can't be there.
A woman in Texas received a nasty shock while trying to update her married name. She was a criminal for a crime she didn't even remember committing. In fact, she was guilty of a crime most people of a certain age have probably committed.
Oh my God,
20 years ago, she forgot to return a VHS tape.
They have a picture of the fucking
I know,
tape.
it's a blockbuster.
Oh, man.
So I'm definitely a criminal at this point then. I probably still have some of those.
Bro,
but,
oh my God.
I mean.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I worked at a video store, bro. I would get movies on Tuesday when they would come out on Friday. So I would have like almost an entire week to like watch movies before like anybody else got to see them.
More importantly, at what point does a statute of limitations end for fucking VHS tapes?
That's a very good question.
Right? Isn't it like 7 years or something? At most 18 years?
That's like if they were to have returned it and there was like a like thing.
No, but I mean, just in
out.
general, I think the statute of limitations on something like this is like no more than 7 years.
What's a library? Like, if you take a book out of a library, like we covered that on what, like another an older episode.
Yeah, but they were just happy to get the fucking book back. They didn't care about the money.
But I'm saying
like,
it was like
a
9
warrant
years
for this woman's arrest.
Yeah. They take that shit seriously.
Karen McBride, 52, made the discovery during a trip to the DMV. The former Oklahoma resident had moved to Texas. It's another fucking state. Had gotten married and needed to update her information.
Obviously.
I went to change my driver's license during this COVID thing.
I believe
you had to make an appointment. McBride said, they told me that I had an issue in Oklahoma.
Oh, what could it be?
McBride was mystified.
What was it?
She called the number that the DMV had provided and was connected with the Cleveland County District Attorney's Office.
Well, before you even read this next part, I want you to think about this. What is going through your mind at this point when all you're trying to do is change your name on your driver's license?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And, like, could you imagine going to the DMV and being like, yeah, I'm just trying to change my name?
Yeah, and they're like, oh, yeah, you're wanted in Oklahoma.
Right? And then what goes through your mind?
For what?
Right. Exactly my point. For
and so the first thing she told me was felony embezzlement. So I thought I was going to have a heart attack, McBride said. Then she learned what crime she had committed. She told me it was over the VHS tape I had to make her repeat. Oh, she told me, that's a worst written sentence. She told me it was over the VHS tape and I had to make her repeat it because I thought this was insane.
That had to be a
This
joke,
girl
right?
is kidding me, right? She was kidding. In 1999, someone had rented a copy of Sabrina the Teenage Witch in McBride's name from an Oklahoma video store called Movie Place.
Someone, because it wasn't her,
When
right?
no one returned the VHS cassette, charges were filed.
Oh!
What the fuck? That cop that took that call was probably like, oh, Christ, really?
This
is not what I went to fucking police academy for.
Like, yeah. Are you even in business, Blockbuster? Come on.
No, there's one left in Alaska, I think. According to court documents, McBride was charged in March 2000 for felony embezzlement of rented property.
Last year?
The charges...
Last year?
It's like probably a $20 fucking film. The charges stated that McBride did willfully, unlawfully, and feloniously embezzle a certain one video cassette tape, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, of the value of $58.59. First of all, that's fucking inflated.
Now, wait a second.
Nobody would have paid that for that.
Now, wait a second. There were movies that came out that were like B-list movies, C-list movies. So in order to have rental, like, disclosures on them, we had to pay an exorbitant fee to actually get these copies of these movies in. So each week we'd have to do our budget and work out how many movies we were going to get in of which title, because we only had a budget of so much money to spend on the titles and how much they were.
Okay.
So big budget movies were typically like a lower dollar, but the smaller budget movies like Sabrina the Teenage Witch probably would have been like $60.
I think this was seasons of the television show, actually.
Which makes it even worse.
And she goes on to say how she's never even watched the show, and really, so I'm 38, turning 39, and I remember growing up during that era. That was my era, our era.
Yeah,
not hers.
Sabrina.
She would have been too old to even care about it.
That's what I'm saying.
She would have been in her late 20s by the time that show came out. So
that means that somebody had late fees on their card.
The motherfucking nope. It's the fucking worker took the VHS tape and rented it under her name. They're the only ones that would have access to do that.
No.
Or her kids.
No. I used to see it all the time working in a video store. If one parent would have late fees on their account, the other parent would go, you know what, let's just put it on her account. And like her account would have or if in the case that both parents had late fees on it, they'd be like, how old do you have to be to have an account?
Yeah, my kid needs one.
And they'd be like, well, he's 18. Meanwhile, he's like in their arms, like, you know what I mean? It's like,
sucking on titty.
All right, sure, we'll set him up. Does he have a valid credit card? Oh, you guys have the same name. Sure, here you go.
Yeah.
Boom. And like,
oh, your social security number's the same?
Wow, that's amazing.
Crazy.
Right. So we would set up like duplicate accounts. And I'm not saying this to
I got you.
But like that's what we would do.
Criminal.
Like,
no.
Yes, exactly. And like people would have late fees that were like, dude, like crazy. They'd be like, all right, we just want this movie. It's like, all right, your total's going to be $972.36. Did you want the popcorn too?
How much to buy the movie?
At this point, like, I'm not going to return it, so good luck.
Come and get me, motherfucker.
Oh, man. And trying to collect that shit was like, people would just be like,
Stark.
for real. Yep, there he was.
He goes away.
I saw him. All right, Mark.
I was about to
No.
Spoil it.
No.
But I should, because if you haven't seen Game of Thrones yet, you don't care to see it.
Don't do it. Don't do it to him. Don't do it to him, Smalls. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. All right. There are many other things like.
And Stark gets his head cut off. Okay.
All right.
I did kind of hint that it was a spoiler.
Go ahead. You did. Final thoughts, Mark.
And the king becomes.
What's your final thoughts on the 1-year episode edition of Loud Dispatch?
I enjoyed it. I'm kind of glad it was just us. That we're gonna have a guest next week, Jeff, Sugar Chef Jeff, if you remember him from season 1.
Yes. Or somebody else. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know at this point. But yeah, he should be on. Chip might be back again. Chip's going to start being a more solid fixture here on the show.
You might see Brando the Kid.
Brando the Kid.
Might see Sneakerhead Jeff on here.
Oh, Sneakerhead Jeff will be back.
Sneakerhead Jeff was here last week. And he
OG Cushman.
Yeah, OG Cushman. We were going to try to do a couch gag with him in the middle, but as you can see, there's not much space. And he is a smaller guy, but
we could probably. You are taking up a lot of space over there. You got some room.
Fuck you. I need my space.
Man-spreading.
Final thoughts. Man-spread.
We man-spread, but no women around because we respect you.
Final thoughts. We're both going to Ed Bundy it real quick. Married with Children.
Oh, there's my gut.
There we go.
Oh, this is diet beer, by the way. Okay.
Loud Dispatch.
Okay. Loud Dispatch, guys.
Season
Be good to each
2,
other.
Episode 33.
Happy year.
In the book. Happy year.
Happy
Mark.
year.
Cheers.